Hello team, I'm so honored to introduce you the new generation of the recirculated 231E tub. As you may have known, this one has been becoming a big legendary product in the whole line for AEOLUS products. And we just recently renovated and improved a lot of the details. So before I touch all the recirculation system, I'm going to give you a brief introduction for the new features and improvements on the existing tub itself. First of all, we have closed and finishing this welding and polishing very well. There was a small gap, generating a small leakage into the tubes here underneath. So it's not very decent. Now it's fully closed and very decently polished with a great craftsmanship. Secondly, there was a wedge, like a triangle shape, like a getting panel, which may get all the draining water from the front face down to the steel bars underneath. So if that's just get hidden and preserved in the gap in between the base and also the tub itself, that could generate a potential rusting in the future. So that's why we have eliminated that edge. Now it's just the right angle. So this one is going to drip off all the draining water from the front face. There's no preserve of the water flowing backward. So that's all solved. And regarding the sideway connection, we have uniformed all the connection mechanisms in between varied different items. So it's all the sideways with the two connection panels. So that's going to be a universal protocol in the future for all the connections, no matter that's 131E, 231E, 138E, 136E, all the varied numbers will be the same. So all the models will have the universal connection mechanisms. So in the future, if you do have an exchanging purpose rate, you can just use that, take it off, and put on the new model very easily. And also here, if we get closer to see the basin here, you can see we have a bottom basin. So that's for the actual recirculation, containing 5 liters of the water. That's going to help you save drastically for all the water, energy, electricity, and all the shampoo. So that's a big change on this. That's why we call this one to be recirculated tub, okay? And also when we get closer inside, we're going to see the sliding track of the door now is sitting on a wedge-shaped, like a triangle-shaped getting rail. So we have eliminated that's welded around the rail. This one is smoother for the rolling motion. You see it's very quiet and a very smooth running motion, and get magnetic attaching to the end. Okay. Also, we left all the cutout at the two ends for the flowing back of all the water. So all the flushing water will be flowing back into the tank one more time. Okay, let's get closer and see the details. So that's the new secret to see, hidden underneath of the whole tank. There's a 5-liter box. So this one is going to realize a very good flushing into this system and also get recirculated back to the pump itself. So that contains 5 liters, and that's sufficient to support a very good flush and fluent recirculation into the pump. And here when we move on, you can see the very smooth welding and polishing for the seams here. And also when I open the door, we can see the triangle mechanism here for supporting this rail for the motion. When we get closer, you can see this. So you can see this triangle rather than using a round bar. This big triangle supporting a rail is very smoothly supporting the whole motion for the movement. And also we left all the cut out here on both ends. And also the side section view is also fully covered and welded and polished. So that's going to get off all the draining water and the flushing water back from the two corners and flow back into the tank. On here, that's the biggest breakthrough. Let me just take out all the power supplies. That's the manual switch, waterproof for controlling on and off for the recirculation pump. And we're demonstrating with our GJ 2001 recirculation pump. Here, we're using the expanding, tension for the plastic itself for mounting and seating the pump into the tank. For this basin, you can take it off for draining purpose and close it for the recirculation purpose. You put it back. That's a patented technology belong to AEOLUS to say that's ensure that's going to be breathable, and then there's no way that can contain tons of kilos of all the loose hair and be recirculated and collected into this big basin shaped. So that's while all the lower portion is fully covered and merged by all the debris and all the dirt, all the loose hair, all the above of this portion are still breathable. That's going to bring in constantly for the fresh air and never ensure the whole thing, the whole system, never get fully clogged. Okay, that's a big secret. Now when I drop in the circulation, okay, that's the new generation of the pump. You can see a small hole here. So once you pull the hose out and just have the vacuum generated, you want to regenerate the vacuum. This one is going to squeeze out the air out of this hole as air output. So that's going to squeeze out and regenerate with a water-sealed vacuum to ensure a quick rebuild for the vacuum. And here, when you drop in, all the expansion naturally from the plastic material is going to hold it firmly in place. And once you spray out all the water, that's the whole sloped bottom is going to flow back. You see all the creasing here, that's going to get back all the splashing water and the rinsing water back to this basin, filtered and back to this pump. And because the depth is over 10 centimeters, and we only request 3 centimeters for the boosting of the water out of the pump, so that's more than sufficient. And this one is only consuming 5 liters of water, so that's going to dramatically save energy, electricity, shampoo, and water. And this one we have the manual control for the switch of the pump, just control that's on and off. And let's just renew the nozzle to increase the pressure and make it even better splashed out of this nozzle. So the whole system has been renovated and improved one more time. And here, water flow back, get boosted out to generate very strong splashing water for the recirculation system. And combine that, that's a new combo, more functional, more reliable for the water recirculation system.